I am an illustrator who is in 12-step recovery, and I've been doing a series of drawings showing how the writings of Alcoholics Anonymous, big book author Bill Wilson, uh, were defined in a contemporary dictionary, definitions that were current at the time he wrote the big book. But this is a different project. I pose the question, are the 12 steps religious or not? Because frankly, I hear two statements made about them. Religious people say the 12-step process is not nearly religious enough for them, in their opinion. And I hear non-religious people say they really think the 12-step recovery is far, far, far too religious. It makes them uncomfortable because they're not religious people. So again, separate from anything the big book says, I decided to look up the word religion in a dictionary that's contemporary, current at the time that the big book was written. And the word religion has the following definition, and it's a long one. Religion is defined as the service and adoration of God or a god, as expressed in forms of worship in obedience to divine commands, especially as found in accepted sacred writings or as declared by recognized teachers, and in the pursuit of a way of life regarded as incumbent on true believers. Now you can go to TwelveDrawings.com and look up and reread that definition. It's the longest definition, single phrase, single clause definition I found in all the works that I looked up. However, it begins with the service and adoration of God or a god. And I chose the word adoration. I looked up its definition in the 1934 Webster's Dictionary. And it says adoration, the adoration of God, is an act of paying honor to a divine being. An act of paying honor to a divine being. Now, I've drawn no particular denomination here. I frankly just made what I hoped would be a most generic drawing of someone who is worshiping, maybe they're praying, maybe they're meditating, but it just is a placeholder for the idea of paying honor to a divine being. That's the definition of adoration, and that's part of how Webster's defined religion. I don't want to get involved in controversy, but I'm not a 12-step meeting. I'm just giving my own personal opinion. So when I go to a 12-step meeting, do I see people who are conducting acts of paying honor to a divine being? Honor to a divine being. That's probably going to be a hard call to make. When you pray and you make statements like, I'm grateful, or you make statements like, may I have this, or you make statements like, thank you for giving me that, is that honoring a divine being, or is that simply acknowledging it, or thanking it, or, I mean, I can't make that call. But I don't see any acts. I hear words, but I don't see acts in a 12-step meeting other than if people choose to bow their heads when they say the Serenity Prayer, they can do that, and that is an act of devotion in many religions. But you can come to a 12-step meeting and never bow your head, never close your eyes. You don't even have to say the prayers. The only requirement for membership is the desire to stop your alcoholism or your addiction or your compulsion. So I'm going to again say I can't give a definite yes or no on whether the 12 steps include adoration the way a religion does. So I'll just ask you to reflect on that with me. You can always see more at 12drawings.com. Thanks for listening.